Today, December 2nd, marks the very first UNESCO World Future Day. It's designed to promote global public awareness of the importance of the future as a concept. Now, the future is my job, so I can take a stab at explaining why it's so important, but actually, I'm not sure if you need me to. Because as a human being, you already know that the most important relationship in your life is with the future. We think about the future 3 times more often than we think about the past. Even when we're involved in other tasks, we're subconsciously running scenarios, imagining and anticipating what might come next. So although it's super fashionable these days to tell everyone to live in the moment, the truth is all of us really live in the future. And even though we recognise the importance of past events in our lives, we're discovering that those of us who suffer from anxiety and depression are struggling to imagine positive outcomes, over-predicting failures and overestimating risks because they're suffering from a grim view of the future more often than a troubled past. Our larger human brain has enabled us to make tools, create complex languages, cultures and corporations, but actually none of that is unique to our species. But our mental capacity to create both an unlimited set of diverse landscapes beyond the horizon and create a shared understanding of them that's good enough to allow us to evaluate them as options is our superpower. That is what makes us unique amongst life on this planet. In fact, I'd go further. I'd argue that the ability to conceptualize the future is the engine of humanity. But that ability is being degraded. Because in the same way that we have big oil and big tobacco, we also have big future, pouring billions of dollars into lobbying and advertising and legitimizing the idea that the future is a technology problem. For decades, we've been encouraged to believe that the future will be determined by corporate science and technology. That the only way to influence the future is to learn to code, study STEM subjects, or found a tech startup, because the future has become an elite business for tech billionaires. And that's now having consequences for the world. We talk about the zeitgeist, the spirit of the times, but what really matters in society is the Zukunftgeist, the spirit of tomorrow. Whether we believe where we're headed will be better than where we've been. Globally, in country after country, studies are showing that the Zukunftgeist is the most negative it has been for generations, possibly ever. And that's something we have to address. And we can start by challenging the big future narrative, because it's promising a future that's stuck in the past. It's a hand-me-down, pre-loved future of super intelligent robots, space colonies and white robes and beige turtlenecks for everyone. And making the future all about technology is disempowering people and businesses. It's reducing us to passive, disenfranchised consumers of a technology-defined future at a crucial point in our planetary story. And in response to this globally negative Zukunftgeist, Big Future tells us that we need to be more optimistic, that we don't understand how good the future is going to be, just as long as we leave it to the people who know what they're doing. Our capacity, no, more than that actually, our need to conceptualize alternative futures and the agency necessary to bring them into being is under attack. But this is not the time to surrender our superpower. It's the time to embrace it. UNESCO wants today to highlight the importance of collective intelligence leading to collective innovation for the emergence of short and longer term futures. So this World Future Day, take a moment to reclaim your superpower. Imagine an alternative. Because the future isn't something we consume, it's something we create, and it deserves informed consent. Your ability to conceptualize the future is where the human highway began. It's why we're still the only ones who can build it, and it's what will ultimately determine how long it remains under construction.